just help us kind of understand the context of Swedish curling. So, how many curlers are there in Sweden, and how many different curling rinks are there?
We have 30 dedicated curling facilities. We have about just a bit over 50 curling clubs. So quite a few of them play in like hockey rinks where they rent ice like one evening a week or twice a week or something like that. So we have quite a lot of clubs that work that way. And we are right now 3,670 curlers.
I do have a quick question about your arena clubs. It seems like there's kind of two ways of doing it. There's the US way, which is the hockey players get done, they Zamboni the ice, and then we run out there, prep the ice as quickly as we can, and then play. And then there's the Scottish model where they take their time to convert from hockey to curling, curl for a couple days, and then convert back. What's kind of the typical system for those arena clubs that you have in Sweden? Do you know?
Yeah, I don't want to speak for everyone, but I would say the option A, the curling club gets like, you have 3 hours on a Sunday night. Go. Honestly, the work that they put in to play curling, it's amazing. And those clubs also seem to have like one, they have a really good work ethic within their club. It's like they really make an effort to curl. And it also seemed to give them a very social bond too. Like they go through so much work together just to curl that they get really close friends and seem to have a lot of fun as well. So
Man, I'd kill for 3 hours. An extra 30 minutes of ice prep would be would be huge for our
yeah.
group.
So, what's the average curler in Sweden like? Do they mostly start because their parents do it and are also curlers, or are there other ways people enter the sport?
This is interesting because this is one of the things that I'm hoping we're just now seeing a change to. But just as I'd say most countries in curling, like you start curling because you know someone that's a curler and they bring you along. And during like Olympic seasons, us all of us that are existing curlers, we are extra excited because it's Olympics, so we bring more of our friends. But yeah, that would be the main way to get into curling.
And are there different regions in the country where the sport's more popular, or different rinks that are kind of famous for kind of having a lot of curlers in them?
And say like the region around Stockholm is like by far the biggest when it comes to like the number of curlers, but then also like city size, like Gothenburg also has a lot of members, but then it's like certain clubs have a bigger membership. But I won't say that it's like in a certain region or something. I'd say like Umeå, Härnösand, a couple of clubs up north, Gävle too, Karlstad, and a club named Norrköping and Jönköping. Like, so mostly like a few clubs where they've managed to build this during like a long time. And it seems also when you get like a critical mass, it's easier to grow from there. While some
Mm.
clubs are just below there, and then it's really difficult to get bigger numbers.
And so this is like, we got a lot of people who always ask about how high performance works in different countries. So how does Swedish curling approach high performance programs and versus its grassroots programs? And are there separate strategies for the two?
Yes and no. I think you need different strategies because it's actually really different things that drive grassroots sport versus what drives elite sports. And I mean, it's also different funding schemes. Like right now, there are common grounds as well and ways where you try to bridge between grassroots and elite. But if you really want to be like, okay, really black and white how it works, then you get like the Swedish Olympic Committee giving us money, saying, give us medals.
Hmm.
And then you have the Swedish Sports Confederation giving us money, saying, grow your grassroots. But of course, we have conversations with them too about building elite sports and with Olympic Committee about how we get kids involved. So there are common grounds, but basically there are also two like very different strategies surrounding them.
So let's say you're a competitive curler in Sweden and you're not on Team Adine or Team Hasselborg. So what would you do then? Are there ways that other curlers can earn their way into the elite program? Are there other kind of competitive curlers? I know the Orano rink's the other kind of one that we see in the slams, but are there kind of other competitive teams that are not quite in the slams, but kind of playing at a pretty high level, or is it just a few elite teams and then mostly grassroots?
Yeah, I think this is also one of our like the main things where we need to work. Like the entire curling world is seeing this right now, that it's like the elite is becoming a super elite, and it's really difficult to get depth, because how do you find the curlers that put in that amount of time and work to actually become that good? But the way the program works in Sweden is we have national championships and then we have like a super league.
Mm-hmm.
So if you win either of them, then you earn a spot on the national squad. And then our head coach also has, you can, if you're high enough on the rankings, you can also get selected into the squads. But then you have to be like a high ranked team in the world. So that leaves us with 1 to 3 teams in the national squad every season. And these teams get funding and they get support, like camps and other resources around their team, and they get funding for competitions. And then among the teams in the national squad, stop me now if this gets like
No, this is really
too
interesting,
messy.
actually. Yeah.
We normally have like a day. So for Europeans, let's say that we have 3 teams in the national squad. So some like a month before the Europeans, it'll be okay, the team amongst you that are ranked the highest will go to Europeans.
Okay.
And then that decision still has to pass through our board every season and stuff. But basically, you always have a chance to get into the squad for next season every year.